Seduction isn't about manipulation or tricks. It's about understanding the psychological sequence that creates genuine attraction and desire. There are 7 specific steps that high-value men follow to ethically seduce women through confidence, presence, and authentic connection. By the end of this video, you'll know the exact psychological framework that creates natural, mutual attraction. This is advanced relationship psychology. Let's break it down. Step 1. Establish social proof and perceived status before direct interaction. This creates pre-attraction. She's interested before you even approach. The psychology. Women assess male value through social context. Before she ever talks to you, she's observing. How do others treat you? Do people respect you? Are other women comfortable around you? Why this matters. Social proof and status create assumption of value. When she sees you're socially valued, she assumes you're high value before needing to verify it independently. How to establish this? Be well-liked and socially skilled in group settings. Have genuine friendships with both men and women. Be the person others approach and engage with. Show leadership or competence in your domain. Carry yourself with confidence and purpose. The evolutionary basis. Throughout history, women couldn't independently assess every man's value. They used social proof as a shortcut. If the group validates him, he's probably valuable. What this looks like practically. If you meet her in a social setting, make sure you're socially engaged, well-received, and have female friends present. If you meet her through other contexts, demonstrate competence, confidence, and social ease. The first impression effect. Studies show that first impressions form within seconds and are heavily influenced by social context. Enter her awareness as high status, not invisible or low status. Why this is step 1? You must establish baseline attractiveness before attempting deeper connection. Without social proof and status, you're fighting an uphill battle. With it, you start ahead. The contrast. Men who approach from obvious low status or social invisibility face skepticism and resistance. Men who approach from established high status face openness and interest. Bottom line, be socially valuable before attempting to create individual attraction. Position yourself as high status through genuine social skill and demonstrated value. Step 2. Approach with confident, outcome-independent energy that creates immediate intrigue. The psychology. The approach moment sets the entire frame. How you approach communicates more than what you say. Confident approach signals high value. Nervous approach signals low value. What confident approach looks like: direct eye contact and genuine smile. Relaxed body language, not rushed or tense. Clear, confident voice projection. Outcome-independent energy. You're fine either way. Straightforward interest without apology. Why this creates intrigue? Confident approach is rare. Most men either don't approach at all or approach apologetically. Unapologetic confidence immediately differentiates you. The neuroscience. Confidence triggers positive response in her brain's assessment centers. Her amygdala, threat detection, stays quiet while reward centers activate. What to say? Keep it simple and genuine. I saw you and wanted to meet you. Or I noticed you and had to come say hi. Or situational opener based on context. Content matters less than delivery. The frame you're establishing. You're a confident man who goes after what he wants without apology. You're comfortable with direct interaction. You don't need elaborate reasons to talk to attractive women. What kills this step? Apologetic energy, indirect approach, overthinking the opener, seeking permission to be there, nervous rambling, or fake confidence that reads as try hard. Why this matters? The approach sets the tone for everything that follows. Start from a confident, high-value frame and maintain it throughout. The deeper principle. Your approach should communicate, I'm interesting, you're interesting, let's see if there's something here. Not, please validate me, or I hope you'll give me a chance. Bottom line, approach with genuine confidence and outcome independence. Make your interest clear without apology. Set a strong frame from the first moment. Step 3. Quickly build emotional connection through genuine curiosity and active listening. This creates the feeling of, he gets me. The psychology. Women bond through feeling emotionally understood. When you demonstrate genuine interest in her inner world, you differentiate yourself from every other man she's met. How to build emotional connection? Ask open-ended questions about her, not just surface details. Listen actively, maintain eye contact, respond to what she's actually saying. Ask follow-up questions that show you're tracking the conversation. Reflect understanding, so what you're saying is, share brief relevant experiences that create commonality. Why this works? Most men either talk about themselves too much or ask boring interview questions. Genuine curiosity and emotional attunement stand out dramatically. What this looks like? Move past "what do you do" to "what do you love about what you do?" or "what are you passionate about right now?" or "what's been on your mind lately?" The bonding mechanism. When she feels genuinely heard and understood, oxytocin releases. She starts associating you with feeling seen and valued. The critical balance. This isn't an interview, it's a conversation. Share about yourself too, but demonstrate that you're genuinely interested in understanding her specifically. Why this creates seduction? Seduction is making someone feel special and understood. When she experiences being truly listened to, rare with most men, she feels connected to you. What to avoid? Interrogating without sharing, superficial questions, talking over her, or clearly waiting for your turn to talk rather than actually listening. The emotional intelligence factor. This step requires genuine emotional intelligence. You can't fake interest. Either care about understanding people or develop that capacity. Bottom line, make her feel genuinely heard and understood. That emotional connection is the foundation for everything that follows. Step 4. Escalate from friendly connection to sexual tension through calibrated physical touch and playful flirtation. The psychology. Attraction without sexual tension is friendship. You must introduce physicality and flirtation to signal sexual interest, not just platonic connection. How to create sexual tension? Start with casual, non-threatening touch. Touch on arm while making a point. Guiding with hand on back. Escalate gradually based on her receptivity. If she's comfortable, continue. If not, pull back. Use playful teasing that creates tension, like "you're trouble, I can tell," or "I bet you always get your way." Maintain strong eye contact longer than normal conversation. Create push-pull dynamics, warm engagement, then playful distance. Why calibrated touch matters? Physical touch releases oxytocin and breaks through the purely verbal barrier. It introduces physicality without being aggressive. The escalation principle. Start small and pay attention to her response. Comfortable? Continue. Uncomfortable? Dial back. Always be calibrating based on her receptivity. Examples of calibrated escalation. Casual arm touch, guiding touch, sitting closer, extended eye contact, hand-holding, more intimate touch. Each step depends on positive response to the previous step. What kills sexual tension? Being too friendly or platonic, never touching, no flirtation, treating her like one of the guys, or conversely, being creepy or aggressive, not calibrated. The confidence requirement. Creating sexual tension requires comfort with your own sexuality and confidence that she might be attracted to you. Bottom line, gradually introduce physical touch and flirtation. Create sexual tension through escalation, always calibrating based on her receptivity. Step 5. Demonstrate your value, purpose, and lifestyle through natural storytelling, not bragging, but revealing what makes you interesting. The psychology. Women need to understand why you're valuable beyond surface attraction. Stories that reveal your character, purpose, and lifestyle do this work without explicit bragging. What demonstrating value looks like. Share stories that reveal passion, competence, or interesting experiences. Mention your mission, work, or creative pursuits naturally in conversation. Reference interesting aspects of your lifestyle casually. Show ambition and forward momentum in your life. Demonstrate social intelligence and emotional depth. Why stories work. Direct bragging triggers skepticism. Stories that naturally reveal value feel authentic and allow her to draw conclusions about your worth. The types of value to demonstrate. Survival value, career success, ambition, competence, resourcefulness. Replication value, good genetics, health, fitness, physical attractiveness. Social value, popular, well-liked, socially intelligent, connected. Emotional value, depth, emotional intelligence, ability to create experiences. What this looks like practically. Instead of, I'm successful, tell a story about a challenging project you're excited about. Instead of, I'm adventurous, mention the trip you're planning or experience you recently had. The critical balance. Demonstrate value without making it the focus. You're having a conversation, not delivering a resume. Value should emerge naturally, not be forced. Why this matters for seduction. She needs to see that you're not just attractive in the moment, you're genuinely high value as a person. That perception deepens attraction from surface to substantial. What to avoid? Obvious bragging, name-dropping, trying too hard to impress, talking only about achievements, or coming across as insecure about your value. The deeper principle. Secure, high-value men don't need to prove value. It emerges naturally through how they speak about their lives, passions, and experiences. Bottom line, let your value emerge through natural storytelling. Show her why you're interesting and valuable without explicit bragging. Step 6. Create anticipation for future connection and get her investing in the interaction. This builds momentum towards seduction. The psychology. People value what they invest in. When she's investing effort, time, and anticipation into future interaction with you, she's psychologically committing. How to create anticipation. Reference future plans naturally, like, you'd love this place I know, or next time we should. Create curiosity about aspects of your life or personality. Plant seeds for future experiences together. End interactions while they're still positive, not after they've gone flat. Get her genuinely excited to see you again. Why anticipation matters. The space between interactions, when she's thinking about you, looking forward to seeing you, is where deep attraction builds. Fill that space with positive anticipation. How to get her investing. Have her contribute to planning, like, what days work for you? Get her qualifying herself, like, what kind of things do you enjoy doing? Have her pursue logistically, exchanging contact info, suggesting times. Create scenarios where she's working to see you, not just accepting your pursuit. The investment principle. The more she invests, time, effort, pursuit, the more psychologically committed she becomes. Investment creates attachment. What this looks like. By the end of initial interaction, she should be genuinely excited to see you again, have put effort into planning next connection, and be thinking about you when you're not together. The scarcity factor. Don't overstay interactions. Leave while energy is high. This creates desire for more and prevents the interaction from going flat. Why this accelerates seduction. Anticipation and investment create momentum. She's not passively receiving your pursuit, she's actively investing in connection with you. What kills momentum? Over-pursuing, being too available, continuing interactions past their peak, not creating any mystery or anticipation, or doing all the work while she just passively accepts. The psychological effect. When she's invested and anticipating, she's doing seduction work in her own mind, imagining scenarios, looking forward to connection, thinking about you. Bottom line, create positive anticipation for future interaction and get her investing effort and pursuit. This builds momentum toward deeper connection. Step 7. Escalate physically toward intimacy with confidence, always calibrating based on her receptivity and consent. The psychology. If you've executed steps 1 through 6 properly, physical escalation should feel natural and mutual. You're reading signals and escalating when she's clearly receptive. What escalation looks like. Reading body language for receptivity. Is she touching you back? Maintaining close proximity, strong eye contact. Creating private opportunities for intimacy. Suggesting leaving together, inviting to your place, or going to hers. Gradually escalating physical intimacy. More intimate touching, kissing, sexual contact. Always calibrating. Move forward with green lights, pause with yellow, stop with red. The consent framework. Every escalation should be based on clear, enthusiastic receptivity. If there's hesitation or resistance, you pause and check in. Seduction is mutual desire, not overcoming resistance. Why confidence matters. Tentative, apologetic escalation kills attraction. Confident escalation, like, I want to kiss you, or simply going for the kiss when the moment is right, shows masculine certainty. Reading green lights. She's touching you frequently. holding prolonged eye contact, finding reasons to be physically close, responsive to your touch, verbally or non-verbally indicating interest and escalating. What to do with hesitation? If you sense hesitation, slow down, check in verbally. Is this okay? Or, I want to make sure you're comfortable. Respect always, pressure never. The masculine-feminine dynamic. Masculine energy leads, feminine energy responds. If you've created attraction, she wants you to confidently escalate, but always with respect and calibration. This is the final step. Physical intimacy is the natural conclusion of mutual attraction. If you've created connection, tension, value, and anticipation, intimacy is where that naturally leads. What kills this step? Being too timid to escalate, missing obvious signals, pushing past resistance, being aggressive rather than confident, or not reading her receptivity. The ethical absolute. Consent is mandatory. Seduction is mutual desire. If she's not enthusiastically receptive, you stop, period. Bottom line, when attraction is mutual and signals are clear, escalate confidently toward physical intimacy, always respecting boundaries and calibrating based on her enthusiastic receptivity. The ethical foundation. Every step requires genuine interest in her as a person, respect for her boundaries, and authentic confidence, not manipulation. You genuinely like and respect her as a person. You're honest about your intentions. You respect all boundaries and consent enthusiastically. You're not manipulating or deceiving. You're creating conditions for mutual attraction, not coercing. Consent is mandatory. At every physical escalation step, you must have clear, enthusiastic consent. Seduction is mutual desire. If she's hesitant, you stop, period. Authenticity required. You can't fake confidence, emotional intelligence, or genuine interest. These steps work because they're based on you actually being high value and genuinely interested. Not for manipulation. If you're using this to deceive, manipulate, or pressure, you're not seducing, you're being predatory. That's completely unacceptable. Respect always. These steps work when you genuinely respect women, want mutual connection, and are confident enough to accept rejection gracefully. The bottom line, seduction is the art of creating conditions where two people mutually want each other. It's not overcoming resistance or manipulating desire. It's being genuinely attractive and creating space for mutual attraction to develop. Use this knowledge to become more confident, socially skilled, and emotionally intelligent, not to harm or manipulate. So there you have it, the 7 psychological steps to ethical seduction that high-value men use to create natural, mutual attraction. From establishing social proof to confident approach to emotional connection to escalation, this framework explains how attraction develops when done correctly. This isn't about manipulation, it's about understanding psychology and becoming genuinely attractive, confident, socially skilled, emotionally intelligent, and respectful. Which step do you need to work on most? Drop 1 to 7 in the comments. And if this framework gave you clarity on creating authentic attraction, hit that like button and subscribe to Behind the Mind for more psychology of confidence, attraction, and masculine development. Remember, the goal isn't to seduce as many women as possible, it's to confidently create mutual attraction with women you're genuinely interested in. Quality over quantity. Ethics always.